Good evening, everyone. I want to cover Apple because they just reported earnings tonight. They reported earnings of $7.05 per share on estimates of I believe $7.29. This was their first miss since 2004, and combined with Steve Jobs passing away. This is a key quarter for Apple, but there's some spin-offs off of that. The anticipation of the new iPhone, I'm sure a lot of Apple consumers were aware of that, and that they're going to hold back, and why not wait for the new iPhone, right? And so Apple came out during earnings in their press conference, and they were talking about how the new iPhone, it's gotten off to the best start, more than they expected. I think 1.7 million iPhones were sold in the first weekend. That's ridiculous. But that doesn't really matter to you or me. We're not pocketing that money, are we? But we can make an opportunity out of Apple tomorrow. So I want to give you some information that's probably going to be beyond valuable, and you'll be able to use it over and over again if you're very careful. So Apple, obviously, it closed at this. Let's just call it 420. I'm not exactly sure where it closed, but obviously we're down below 400, and we're going to have a gap down of, let's say, minimum $20. We're going to have a gap down this 400 level. That's basically, so far Apple has not had a pleasant time trying to get above 400 during after hours. But anyways, so tomorrow, basically what I'm looking for is for a move higher, because that's what's going to happen. People who find Apple valuable will be trying to buy this, scoop it up, and people who will be selling it will be absorbed with no problem. So tomorrow, ultimately your line in the sand is this point of control, 382, give or take, $1. But ultimately, I want to say that this low that we made during market hours after the market was closed, that's going to be the low. And if it is, and let's say tomorrow morning, within the first 5 minutes of Apple trading, we start to catch a bid, and Apple starts making higher prints throughout the early minutes of the morning, that's going to be an opportunity for you to catch a ride. But this trade is supposed to be closed out at the end of the day. So your stop is basically, you try to get that stop to break even as soon as possible, but you have the potential for upside. I'm not saying this is going to work out, but this happens quite often, and if you want to take a shot at it, it's probably going to be there for you. So let's recap. Tomorrow, Apple's obviously going to be gapping down to this afternoon's close. If that's the case, tomorrow morning there will probably be some people waiting to buy Apple in the morning, and if so, and if Apple starts to rise after the market's open, I think you can join that with a stop under the opening print slow. So let's say Apple opens at 390 and dips down to 380 and then quickly goes up to 393, 394. You keep a stop under around 388, you have an opportunity to the upside. I think it's a good one. So this is just my analysis on Apple. It's for a quick trade. This trade setup's ultimately supposed to be closed out, at the end of the day when this trade stops working. So maybe you get 2% in the trade, but hey, it's not a bad trade for one day.